So here's the big question. How do you sell heavy-duty parts in a digital world? That's the question, and this is the place where you're going to find the answers. My name is Jamie Irvin, and we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, my name is Jamie Irvin. Welcome to another live stream. Today, we are continuing the conversation that we have been having about how to get your website to perform better. We're going to talk about videos and alternate call to actions on your homepage today. Before we do that, I just wanted to remind everyone that we are sponsored by the Heavy Duty Parts Report, our podcast. And if you'd like to check out that podcast, you can head over to heavydutypartsreport.com and subscribe there for free. Okay, so with that, we have, over the last few weeks, we've been talking about the best practices for the different elements that you want to see on your homepage of your heavy duty parts company's website. And we've been building a website week by week. We've been building that homepage. I want to show that to you in just a second here. We're just going to drop this out and share our screen. So here we have the website that we've been building for our parts company, ABC Parts Company. We started our conversation about what you need to have in the navigation bar, how you should structure that. We talked about the hero section next. Then we talked about your different product categories and what you're supposed to have there, the best way of approaching that. As we moved on, we started to talk about some of the elements we don't see on people's websites, which is addressing the problems that you solve for your customer, explaining to them why someone should do business with you instead of the competition, getting into the solution, giving your customer a plan, showing them the steps that they need to take in order to start doing business with you. So these are all the elements that we've talked about. Then we moved on to the explanatory paragraph, and we talked about that last week about why that's important, why that will help you with the not only telling your customer what you're about, but also giving keywords for the search engines to be able to understand what your website is about. And so there's a couple other elements that are very important that you'd want to see on a homepage or a landing page for any specific product for that matter. And that is the video. And a lot of times with all of these elements that we've been talking about, people will ask me, well, what order should they go in? Should they always go in the order that you just laid out? And with the exception of the hero section at the very top of the website, you've got your top menu, you got your hero section. Those things have to be at the top. All the other elements that we've talked about that we just went through very quickly there, the location is really not as important as having the element present on the page. You've got to put it in a logical order for your customers. This is the order I typically put things in. But again, for like the video, if you want that video to be seen earlier on, there's no problem putting that video higher up on the homepage. You don't have to put it at the bottom, but you should have a video. And then people naturally ask the question, well, what should be in this video here? What information? Well, the information that should be in this video is the information that you have already put on the page. You're just creating a video to make it more dynamic. And for people who don't particularly like to read a lot of the details, they can watch the video. So it's all the same information, but it's just in a more dynamic format. That's the purpose of this video. It's to give people one more way to understand what problems you solve, what kinds of customers you solve those problems for, what solutions you provide, how they should do business with you. All of that critical information needs to be in this video. Another common thing that I see on a lot of websites is that there are a lot of call to actions, too many, in fact. So I'll bring your attention back to the page here that we've built. And remember at the very, very beginning, we correlated our top menu and the call to action here in the hero section with our top menu. Number one thing we want people to do is to click the buy parts button and go to our e-commerce store in this particular case. Now, if you're a consulting business, it might be book a call. If you are a manufacturer, it may be become a distributor. So you have to decide what that number one call to action is. Now we've added this one here, the another call to action, more categories. It's not really a call to action specifically. It's more to just alert people to the fact that this is the products that we sell, but there may be more products that they would like to browse, and these are the ones that are most important, but there may be some additional ones. So that is a call to action though. If you notice down here, we have added, after the 3 simple steps, we've republished that number one call to action again by part. So we're letting people know what we want them to do. The video, after the video, I've put the what we would call the footer on this page. And here there's all kinds of links that we've added. And the footer can be for your alternate call to action. Like in this case, we have our subscribe to our weekly email. We have told them why and what they get out of subscribing. We've put that there. We've added some quick links. We've put some customer service links. We put some about information. A lot of times this stuff gets all jammed at the top of a website, and it really doesn't need to be there. And so I like to use the footer for these, what I call secondary call to actions. And you could also perhaps add social links here. There's a number of things that you could do. Uh, and there's a number of alternate call to actions you may have that you would want to put. Now, you don't always have to put them in the footer. For example, this subscribe to our weekly email could have easily been added somewhere in the copy on the page a little bit higher up, if you think that that is something that would be worthwhile to people, and if you think that they'll actually sign up to it. What I've found though is that it's getting more and more difficult to get people to sign up. So you have to think very carefully about using prime real estate, if you will, on your site for secondary call to actions that perhaps will not drive any actual benefit to you and your company. So we've built this homepage, the structure that we've talked about over the last few weeks, and what I'm showing you here is a structure and a framework, if you will, that can be used on homepages. It can be used, the same basic elements can be used on landing pages for specific products, specific services, specific locations. You want to be able to use this framework to be able to build a page that when people land on it, they get everything they need to make a decision to do business with you, and then they know exactly what to do, exactly what action you want them to take, which is another reason why I recommend that you should be very careful about how many call to actions you actually place on a given page, because you do not want to give people too many options. You want to give them exactly what they need to make a decision to do business with you in the way that is best to do business with you and your company. So this brings to a conclusion our discussion about websites and about the homepage. We've been talking about that for the last few weeks. And I wanted to let you know that our live streams are going to return next year in 2022. We are going to continue to do live streams, both me personally, but as well as on the Heavy Duty Parts Report podcast. That we'll be doing some live streams, but we're going to be changing up the kinds of live streams that we do. We're going to be focused more on breaking news. We're going to be bringing you live on location now that travel restrictions have eased to a degree. Of course, we have to keep an eye on that variant that is out there right now, but we're going to try to get you a live stream that will make you feel like you're coming along with us to certain on-site events. So we're going to be changing up the format. So I thank you so much for tuning in to the lives that we've been doing, and I am looking forward to continuing to do our live streams on the Heavy Duty Parts Report and on my personal profiles in 2022, just with a little more emphasis on the type of situations where a live is warranted. So for example, we might be in studio with breaking news, or we could be on site at a industry event and be able to bring you along with us. I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you for all of the support, and I hope that you enjoy your holidays, and I will see you in the new year live once again. Take care. Bye-bye.